Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you my favorite go-to look that I love creating on myself. I just really love this color combination. I feel like it really complements my skin tone. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys and see your thoughts on it. I hope you're all staying safe and just healthy. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. If you would like to know how to recreate this look, then just please keep on watching. To start off, I'm going to begin doing my brows today. For brow product today, I am going to be using my Anastasia Brow Definer Pencil. This one is in the shade Dark Brown. And today I'm just going to be using the end spoolie to go ahead and brush through my brows and just really try to get some shape out of them. So I'm just going to be using the brow definer to go ahead and outline and fill in my brows. I really like using this pencil, or just in general any type of brow pencil, because it is super easy and quick to do so. I feel like you really don't need to do much work to your brows whenever you're using a product like this, because it's just super easy and fast to do. So how are you guys doing with everything that's been going on? I know we have been on this quarantine now for a couple of weeks. Thankfully, our lives have continued to pretty much be kind of normal. Thank God. We really haven't had any type of major changes in our lifestyle. We're pretty much just running with whatever is going on right now. So now I'm just gonna go and comb my little hairs down, and I'm gonna go ahead and just give a little bit of shape to the top of my brows, just like this. And I'm just following pretty much the natural shape of my brow. Now once I achieve that, then I'll just go ahead and brush down so that I can blend and make that line less harsh. And yeah, I'm just gonna go in and fill in the center to give it more definition and more darkness. I'm gonna go ahead and brush one last time, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm gonna go in and clean up my brows. I'm gonna be using my e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer. This one is in the shade Medium Beige, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of the concealer, add it to a flat brush. I'm just using this one. It's from a BH Cosmetics kit, and I'm gonna use this to just clean up the brows and just make them look a lot better than what it looks right now. I really like doing this step, but lately I've actually been watching a couple of videos. I'm actually surprised that this is not something that is very common. Like, not a lot of people do this step, which personally for me, I think it's an essential step on my makeup routine. I just feel like if I don't do this step, my brows just don't look the way that I like them to look for myself, right? I thought everybody did it, but apparently it's not as common as I thought it was. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take some of the concealer, and I'm gonna run it through the top of my brows just to go ahead and clean them up even further and give them more of a shape to them. And of course, I'm just gonna cut it wherever I feel like I need to end the brow. And to me, I pretty much like to line it up with the corner of my eye, just go straight up, and that's what I use to pretty much just measure out wherever I want my eyebrow to end. I finished off my eyebrows, and I also added a little bit of concealer to my eyelids so that I can go ahead and start priming them so we can add the eyeshadow. I am gonna go in and just set them with my Airspun loose powder so that we can have a nice matte base. And I'm going to be using today my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge to go ahead and set my eyelids. And I'm just going to really take the translucent powder and press it down so that I can ensure that I get rid of any creasing that might have happened when I applied the concealer. And also to just make it really nice and matte so that our eyeshadows can go in very smoothly. Now I'm going to go into the eye look that I want to recreate today. This is actually really something that I was really a fan of doing. I pretty much used this eye look as my go-to eye look for everywhere that I went to. Date night to like very just simple day look. I pretty much gravitated towards this look. I just really like the combination of colors and I just think it's really pretty. It is not super bold but not super subtle. It's just like right in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that today, and to do that look I always used my Laura Lee Cat's Pajamas palette, and I really like this palette. I just really think the color combination is super pretty. This was my go-to palette probably like a year to 2 years ago. I just really used this palette like every day. I always took this palette with me wherever I went when I did leave out of town. It has a lot of like burgundy tones, as you can see. There's a lot of those shades here. Also, let me take a moment to appreciate the manicure that I gave myself this morning. I was actually pretty impressed as to how it came out. So yeah, my nail skills are coming in clutch too. So I'm happy for that. As we all know, we have to make the best out of the situation, and I'm really liking the natural, just very clean look on my nails. Excuse my hands as well, as they are super dry, and my lips also, so I apologize guys if you have to see this. It is not pretty, I know, but where I live it's just been super crazy. The weather has just been all over the place. One day it's super hot, the other day is super cold and windy and just horrible. So yeah, that's Texas for you guys. I've just really been trying to make the best out of the situation. I'm gonna just go ahead and grab the Y17 brush, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and I am going to just apply this all over my eyelid. So I really just wanted to get my eyebrows out of the way so that I could start conversating with you guys about what a hectic week I had last week. As you may have noticed if you have been following me, I was not able to upload my video for Wednesday or Friday, and the reason for that being is that I did have a little emergency with my puppies. Some of you may know I do have 7 dogs, 5 puppies and 2 grown dogs, which are the mom and the dad of the puppies. We ran into a little parvo situation. If you're unfamiliar with what parvo is, it's a very delicate and just very aggressive type of virus that puppies tend to get, more so when they're smaller aged, and because they are only 4 months old, unfortunately one of them did catch it, and because they're mostly always together and this virus is super contagious, I did dread that all of them were gonna get it. So I did have to rush one of them to my local vet, and fortunately enough I was able to get him treated within a reasonable time range, and he did get like his treatment and he started antibiotics. He also got an LSR sac on his back. If you don't know what that is, it's just pretty much like a bag of IV fluids that they pump into the puppy's back. They pretty much put it inside of them through under their skin, and that just pretty much keeps them hydrated so that they can fight off the virus. The parvo is not treatable, so unfortunately the only thing that the vet can do to go ahead and aid into hopefully bringing back your pups is just pretty much helping the body stay strong while the virus leaves their system. If you've ran into that situation, you know how hard and just stressful it can be. You have to constantly be monitoring them, constantly be administering them just fluids and making sure they're hydrated, and also just feed them because they lose all appetite and they're just in extreme pain. One of them, his name's Trooper, he started with the symptoms and I did take him to my local emergency vet hospital. They were able to treat him right away. Throughout the night he was pretty stable, I would say. The next morning he woke up a little bit better, I could see. He still was very lack of energy and he was just not himself, his normal self. So I did isolate them immediately after I came back from the vet and him testing positive for parvo. eyeshadow. So I did go ahead and just isolate him by himself, and I left the rest of the puppies on their own. But it's just hard to be able to isolate them because there's just so many of them. And of course I disinfected every space that I could possibly think that he had been at with Clorox. That is the best method to do. Just disinfect everything with Clorox and just provide him with the medications that the vet gives you, which they did go ahead and prescribe just antibiotics and like an anti-diarrheal I don't know how to say that, but it's an anti-diarrhea type of medicine. Now he's doing a lot better. Thankfully, I think we did catch it on time, but now I'm struggling with the rest of them because unfortunately, like I said, it is super contagious and just it's impossible to really deep clean every single place where they're at because where we live, it's such a big space that they're everywhere. So I really couldn't get every single space disinfected, and especially like the dirt and just those areas, it's just pretty much hard to do. So now I am struggling with maybe the other ones having it. Not all of them, but I think like maybe 2 of the others might have it. So I'm still monitoring them, and I still have medication from what the vet prescribed. And on top of that, I was suffering from major allergies. If you do know what that is, it's not as simple as it sounds. Allergies can really take a toll on a person. I tell you from experience, there's just like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just such an uncomfortable feeling to have allergies. You constantly feel like you're clogged up from here up, and it's just horrible. It's just a horrible sensation, a horrible feeling. I have pretty much suffered from allergies my whole life, and I pretty much thought that I was already like used to having allergies, but this year has really been kicking my butt. Like right now I probably sound a little muffled because I do have pretty much my whole sinus area congested. It's just bad. Like it's really bad, and it's annoying and just super uncomfortable, and you constantly have an itch like around your nose, around your eyes, just you're constantly itching, and it's just super uncomfortable. I do take medicine for it, but I don't know, honestly I don't know if it even works. At this point, I don't even believe in the medication because I feel like an instant relief, but maybe like after an hour or 2, I go back to being the same way. So I feel like maybe it's not even working. It's supposed to be a 24-hour relief, and yeah, it doesn't last more than 2 hours, I would say. If you suffer from allergies, my heart goes out to you because I know what it feels like, and it is just like, it is just horrible. So yeah, that's my little rant on my allergy situation. But aside from that, those were pretty much the reasons why I wasn't able to upload as usual last week. I hope that this week goes better and that all of my puppies make it. So I just went ahead and finished off with this eyeshadow. Pretty much just added it to my whole lid and also the crease area. It doesn't really have to be perfect. Just make sure that you do blend. So now I'm gonna jump into the next shade that I'm gonna add, and I'm gonna use the Y16 Morphe brush. And I'm going to take this shade right here. It's a really nice like burgundy type of shade. And I am going to just pack that on the outer corner of my eye just to deepen up even more that part of the eye. This was pretty much my go-to look for a very long time. I really liked how it came out. And I also got a lot of compliments just on the color combination. It's just really nice. And I really like these tones. So these are the types of tones that I pretty much just gravitate to on my looks. I really like how they look on me. So this is pretty much how it's supposed to be looking. Yes, it looks a little bit crazy, but trust the process. At the end, everything comes along together. So definitely don't be scared if once you're doing your makeup it starts looking a little crazy. Just trust the process and it'll all come together. I'm gonna go ahead and add the next shade, and this is such a pretty color. I love how this looks. It's just a really nice gold shade. It is just super pigmented, super bright, and just beautiful gold shade. I'm gonna pop this on the inner corner of my eye. One of the best things about not having acrylic acrylics is that you can actually go in with your finger and apply the eyeshadow. It makes it so much easier than when you have acrylics on. So that's another thing why I'm really loving my natural nails, because I can actually use them to do my makeup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it with my finger and I'm gonna tap it in the inner corner of my eye, and I'm just gonna really set tone for this shade. Look at how gorgeous this gold color is. Like, I love this shade. It's super pigmented and just super buttery, and it just looks stunning. So yeah, that's a big plus of not having acrylics, is that you can actually go in and just take the shade directly into the eyelid with your finger, just like that. And at the same time, you've blended the eyeshadows. You don't even have to go in with a brush and blend both shades together in the center. Of course, if you do want to intensify, you can take a brush. I really like using this packing brush. It's the E4 from ColourPop, and what you can do is just add a little bit to the brush, and with your setting spray of choice, I'm gonna use today my e.l.f. setting mist. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it, and you can just apply it like that so that you can intensify even more the color. Okay, now I'm just gonna go back with my Y16 brush that I was using with the burgundy shade, and then I'm just gonna go in through the top so that I can blend that shade with the gold one that I just added. I'm gonna go ahead and add my primer now, and I'm gonna be using this Infallible Matte Lock Primer from L'Oreal. I forgot how good it was, and last time that I used it, I just really liked how my makeup looked even after wearing it for a long time throughout the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it again today and just use it up because I have it here and it's just sitting there. I'm gonna use it today to prime my face. I'm gonna just wait for the primer to really settle in on the skin. I'm gonna go in the meantime and apply a coat of mascara. I'm gonna be using my Voluminous Carbon Black mascara from L'Oreal, and I'm just gonna apply a quick coat to my eyelashes. I feel like the primer is pretty much set now. My face feels smooth and it feels a little bit tacky. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my foundation. Today for foundation, I'm gonna be using one that I have really been loving lately. It's the one from the Believe Beauty haul that I made from Dollar General. This foundation, guys, is super nice. It's lightweight, but it gives you some coverage and it just looks really pretty on the skin. And the packaging, I can't get over this packaging. This packaging is super luxurious for a under $5 foundation. Like, I can't believe it. It's just that good. The packaging is good and the foundation is good. So this is like a good everyday foundation. It's just lightweight and it looks pretty on the skin and it looks like your skin but better. So definitely try it out if you haven't done so yet. I'm just gonna add a few pumps here on my face. And I am gonna go ahead and blend it out with my Morphe Y6 brush. This brush is literally my go-to brush if you haven't noticed already. I love this brush to just blend in my foundation. Can you see that? Like, it's just so pretty. Like, the foundation, it looks so natural, but it still gives you coverage. Definitely not encouraging you to go out to Dollar General right now and grab it because, as we all know, we need to stay home. But if you are in the area, if you went out to get some toilet paper or just any necessity in your local Dollar General, definitely put it in your cart and check out with it. Definitely try it out and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, now I'm gonna just go ahead and conceal my face, and I'm gonna use the same e.l.f. concealer that I was using. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out with my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. With my Airspun powder, I'm gonna now set the areas where I applied the concealer. I have tried a different technique as far as applying my powder. Before, I would pretty much just kind of dab it on and just set the area. But now what I'm actually doing is really pressing in the powder into the areas where I applied the concealer. And I have noticed a big difference as far as creasing goes. I don't crease as much when I use that technique. So definitely really press on the powder whenever you're setting the areas where you applied the concealer. I have noticed a big difference, and I'm pretty sure you guys will too if you want to really avoid the creasing in those areas like the smile lines and just under the eyes. Really press in the powder and you'll see a big difference at the end of the day, and you won't get as much creasing. So definitely get in there and really like press it in so that you can set those areas, and I'm telling you, like, it makes a big difference. Okay, now for bronzing, I'm gonna just go ahead and take my Y5 brush from Morphe, and I'm gonna be using today the Wet n Wild contouring palette. I'm just gonna take this shade right here, tap off some of it off, and then just go in and bronze my skin. I'm also gonna take some and just run it through my forehead here so that I can blend it into my hairline. With a smaller brush, I'm just gonna take this e.l.f. blending brush, and I'm gonna take some of the bronzer, and I'm just gonna run it down my nose to just give it a little bit of shape, but nothing dramatic. So we can add a shadow here and just make the appearance of a smaller nose. And then I'm also just gonna add some to the tip right here. I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the bottom of the bronzer that I did, and I'm just gonna drag a little bit of the translucent powder. Okay, I'm also just gonna run a little bit down my nose right there so that we can highlight that area. So now I'm just gonna go in and finish the bottom of my eye. I'm just gonna add that burgundy shade that I added to my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and take it with this brush right here, and I'm just gonna run it along my bottom lash line. Now I'm just gonna take a smaller brush, and I'm gonna take a little bit more of that gold shade that I added, and I'm gonna add it to this 139 brush from SHOPMISSA, and I'm going to add it to my brow bone and to the inner corner of my eye as a highlight. I'm also gonna add a little bit to my cupid's bow right here so that I can highlight that for when I add my lip shade. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of mascara to my bottom lashes. And I'm also just gonna go in and set my brows. I'm gonna go ahead and give it another try to this Wow Brow product from e.l.f. So when I first reviewed it, I wasn't a big fan of it, but I have been watching some videos, like I said, and a lot of people use it. So I really want to give it the best shot, and I'm gonna try and use it a little bit more and see if I do like it or not, because apparently a lot of people like it, so I don't know why I didn't. But we're gonna keep on trying it, and I'll give you my final thoughts after I use it a couple times more. That's pretty much everything that I'm gonna do with my eyes as far as that goes. I'm gonna go ahead and just clean up this rest of the powder that I have on my face. Well, that's strange. I can't find my powder brush that I so love, so I don't know where it went. I'm gonna have to hunt it down because I don't know where it's at. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this fluffy brush from this kit that I have to clean up the rest of my powder and just also blend everything out so that we don't have any harsh lines. And today for blush, I'm going to be using this Becca brush, and this one is in the shade Tiger Lily. It's such a pretty like corally tone. I really love these types of colors for blush on myself personally. So this is one of my favorite blushes for that reason. Okay, and now I'm going to finish off with this duo combination of liquid lipsticks. I'm going to use Hudson from Anastasia and Pure Hollywood. I'm going to go ahead and outline with Hudson. And in the center, I'm going to add a little bit of this Pure Hollywood shade. With my finger, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend these two together. So now I'm gonna top off my liquid lipstick with this gloss bomb from Fenty Beauty in the shade Diamond Milk. And now I'm gonna gonna just go ahead and set the rest of my makeup, and I'm gonna just be using my e.l.f. setting mist. Here you have it, guys. This is the completed look. Like I said, this is just one of my favorite go-to looks that I like doing, so I really just wanted to share this with you guys and see your thoughts about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I loved hanging out with you guys again. I hope you are all doing well. Be kind to one another, and I hope to see you guys very soon on my next video. Bye, guys.